Hello, everyone. It's me. Hello. Alright, what I wanted to bring to your attention is, in my last videos where I said that the Messiah had to be somewhere. The Messiah has to be in America. Has to be. Because in the Old Testament, it says that the Messiah will be cut off, but not for himself. Alright, so let's interpret what that means. Let's interpret what that means. See, alright, so the Messiah. Well, let's interpret that, okay? But he will be cut off, but not for himself. Please tell me that does not sound familiar to you. I live in America. I'm not in Israel. And notice how the Old Testament says that the people of Israel will be cut off from the land. And they will be brought back together to the land. But also the Messiah will be cut off, but for not for himself. But in the middle of the week, he will put an end to sins. And sacrifice. He'll put an end to sacrifice, not sins. Sacrifice. He'll put an end to sacrifice. Alright. So, where do you get Jesus out of that? Huh? That's in the book of Daniel. Look it up. I'm serious. Look that up. Alright, you notice how the New Testament says that. In the days of Noah, there shall come a flood. Now, notice how it talks about Babylon. Alright, so alas, for that day is great, for that day is come. Notice how they added that to there. You see, that's talking about Babylon, right? No. But there's also other parts in it too. But I'm going to read you a couple of scriptures. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay? But apparently my brain isn't fully working right now, so I gotta show you. Okay? So, the coming of Messiah the Prince. Watch this. Look at this. Alright. Christ in you. Notice how these people are trying to say. Notice how these people are trying to add Christ to it. You're trying to add Christ to it. They shall serve the Lord their God and David their king. Alright. So, if Jesus is your king, if Jesus is your resurrected king, and he serves his Father, which is the Lord of hosts, which is the Lord, their God, and he serves their Father, and he reigns as king, then why do you need David? Why do you need David? You already got a king, right? Why do you need another king? That's crazy. You know that? Why do you need another king? That's ridiculous. So there can only be one shepherd, one king. Alright. So notice how the Old Testament says that David says that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Right? Alright, so does that mean that God is the shepherd, or does that mean that David serves the shepherd? Because that's his God, and that's who he was talking about. He wasn't talking about Jesus. No, he was not. He was talking about God. But not only that, David is the king. But it also says that he'll be raised up in the latter days. It says that. It says that in there. Look it up. It's in Ezekiel and everything. Everything that I've been talking about. If you want to watch my last videos, please watch my last videos, please. Because a lot of you are very confused based off of what's going on, and I think it's because you've been lied to. You've been told so many lies by so many preachers, and they're only trying to sugarcoat so many things. This right here, they can't even get Jesus out of this. All right. Look at this. And I kept looking in the night visions of the ancient days and presented before him. All right, which is okay. All right. Okay, this is the ancient of days, right? When do they think of the divine nature of human nature of Jesus Christ? God, man. No. Notice how they're sugar coating this. You're sugarcoating, man. You're sugarcoating. The Son of Man referred here is not strictly a man as other men or appear as other men. It is comparison. Alright, so I thought that Son of Man was one who serves man. Now you're saying that's something totally different. The last time I checked, the Son of Man meant a man who just serves mankind. But now look at this. Now they're just saying something else. I've read several different descriptions of Son of Man. They're all different, and they're only sugarcoating this. You can't have multiple meanings of one word. If you want to look for Son of Man, you better look up the exact meaning of it. Otherwise, you'll never get anywhere. Ever. Son of Man does not mean, if it does not mean this, then it has to mean serves man, right? But if it does not mean serves man, then it has to mean this. But you can't have both. You can only have one or the other. You can't have both. You can't. The coming of the Messiah, the Prince. The Messiah will be cut off, and the people of the Prince who and its end will come with a flood, and even to the end there will be war. Desolations are determined. Messiah will be cut off and have nothing. 62 weeks. Alright, so 62 weeks. So you're saying 3 days? The Messiah will be cut off and have nothing? You mean he's going to lose his life for 62 weeks? That's not what the book says. No. No. The prince will come destroy the city and the sanctuary, and its end will come with a flood. Even to the very end there will be war. Desolations are determined, and he will make a firm covenant with many for 1 week. But in the millennium, he will put a stop to sacrifice and grain offering. And on the wing of abomination will come one who makes desolate, even until a complete destruction, one that is decreed. It is poured out on the one who makes desolate. Alright. Units of 7. Your weeks. $490 years. So, so 490 years Jesus died on the cross. He died on the cross 490 years ago. 70 weeks. Oh my gosh. He died on the cross 490 years ago. This just doesn't even make any sense. This makes no sense. Now, everybody was saying that Jesus died 2,000 years ago. Now everybody's saying that 490 years ago, Jesus died on the cross. Alright, notice this. Where's it? In the Messiah. In this revelation to Daniel the 7, it was described as the cutting off of the Messiah prince, which sharply distinguished his first coming from the time of the reign as king over Israel. Okay. Alright. Passage speaks of the purpose, time, and result of his coming. In the New Testament, the title, the Christ means the Anointed One, is built on the word and plainly refers to Jesus the Christ. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And see, now you're just subjecting words. Now you're just shitting out words out of your mouth. And you're just doing it just to say it. Because you think that it's going to convince people to believe in Jesus Christ. By completely changing everything. You're completely replacing the entire theology of the Old Testament. Completely. New Testament, see, look, notice how they just bluntly added this to it. Now, how can you do that? How can you just bluntly add Jesus the Christ to that? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Several things that 490 years we ever have some total of what God promised to do to men. Finish the transgression, make an end of sin, make atonement for iniquity, bring everlasting righteousness, seal the vision and prophecy, and anoint the most holy place. Okay, let's just skip. All right. In the destruction of the temple, the Roman soldiers also angered by the defiant, stubborn Jews that they disobeyed their generals and burned the temple, melting the gold and silver so that it ran down the cracks between the stones of the temple. To get the precious metal, the soldiers pried the stones apart and fulfilled Jesus' prediction that not one stone should be left standing upon another. Yeah, okay. The purpose of the coming of the Messiah will be to take away the transgressions of the people. Okay. But there is no historical evidence proposing that Jesus died on the cross and rose the third day. There is no perpetual evidence. There is none. You're saying that his name is Jesus Christ. But you want to say that he doesn't have to come again either way. He's died on the cross and that's it. Everybody goes to heaven after that, right? You say there's a rapture and you say that there's an end of the world, which is totally crazy, and you just make all this stuff up and you're saying that there is a rapture. Alright, then why does the rapture even exist? If everybody goes to heaven automatically after they die, then what's the point in the rapture? What's the point in it? What's the point in the second coming of Jesus? Everybody goes to heaven, right? Oh my gosh, you really think that? Everybody goes to heaven. You really think it's that simple? Because that's not what Jesus said, am I right? You're just totally adding stuff. You're totally replacing the complete theology of everything that You're sitting here adding gaps. And you're just adding on to the word. You're adding and adding and adding, and you're just lying to people. You're lying to people. And you know you are. And you make so many excuses trying to get over your guilt. You try so many ways to get over it. Because you know you're lying to people, for one. For two, you know that saying that Jesus is the Messiah is wrong. You can't say that. Because then you're totally replacing the theology of the Old Testament. And you know that. And you still do this. You don't want to believe that I'm the Messiah because apparently my name is David. And I was, well, in your opinion, I was probably reincarnated because I was born 23 years ago. So that makes you think that I would have to be reincarnated. Which is impossible. Impossible, right? Really. Because the last time I checked, they even thought the resurrection of Jesus Christ was impossible. It is technically impossible if nobody else could do it. So it would be impossible for everybody else, right? So what made people think that Jesus could do it? Well, they didn't think that at all. To them, it was impossible. So why do you think that being reincarnated is impossible too? You serious? Because, hello?
Hey, David.
Ma'am?
You ain't got no dishes in your room, right?
I got these 2 cups, but that's
So
it.
when you get done using them, will you hand wash them, please?
Yes.
Dad is on her way to relieve me.
Okay.
Please pick your room up before she gets here.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
And make sure you get that.
I'm trying to make a video right now.
I don't want her. She gonna say something.
Okay, I'm gonna have to cut your voice out.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just make sure your floor is picked up, okay? Because she is on her way.
Okay.
Thank you.
What I was trying to say here is, you're saying that the Messiah was rejected or not at the time to receive the kingdom that belongs to him as the son of David. Okay. You're saying son of David, but you're totally leaving out Ezekiel 37:24. But because Ezekiel 37:24 does not say son of David. It is the son of David, but you want to know something? Let me read you Isaiah 53. Let me read this to you, okay? Alright? Who has believed our... Oh, hold on. I'm having a... For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. He has no form of comeliness, and that we should desire him, and no beauty that we should desire him. No form of comeliness when we shall see him. There is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. As we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. Okay, how in the world do you get that? Surely he hath borne our griefs. This is what's happening now to me. Surely I hath borne our griefs and carried their sorrows, and yet they esteemed me not, smitten of God and afflicted. Now tell me that does not make sense to you. Now this is talking about 2,000 years ago, but this is something that they believed that they didn't agree with. They didn't think that the one who came 2,000 years ago would come back in a fleshy form. They didn't think he was going to be reincarnated. So this is what they said right here. That's what they said. Now, Who hath believed our report, and to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed? Now, are you sure this is talking about the Jesus of 2,000 years ago, or the Jesus of now? Now, I want you to think about this. Now, let me get this through with you, okay? Who hath believed our report? See, 2,000 years ago, people believed Jesus because he could do the most amazing things there is. Amazing. Amazing things. He could just do amazing things. But now, people will say, who hath believed our report? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? Now, if he was to come back now, what do you think would happen? If he came 2,000 years ago and everybody knew he was the Messiah, what do you think would happen? Is it this? Or is it something else? Because I don't think this has anything to do with that point in time, now does it? Wow. For he shall grow up as a tender plant, and as the root of the dry ground. He has no form of comeliness, and that we shall assume, and no beauty that we should desire him. Alright. So people despised and rejected Jesus, right? A man of sorrows. Now, Jesus was a very happy man. Jesus wanted to die on the cross. He was happy. People loved Jesus. People loved him. He was right. He had a lot of followers. A lot of people didn't agree with stuff that he said. They even wanted to stone him for it. But, does that have anything to do with this? Does it? Does it have anything to do with this? No, it doesn't. Has nothing to do with this. Jesus was not a man of sorrows. Jesus was a very happy man, and he enjoyed his life very much. According to what the Gospels say, he was not a man of sorrows. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. He had nothing to be sorrowful about. He was the most amazing creation there ever was. He was God. So why do you think he should be sorrowful about anything? Now tell me this is making sense to you. Tell me. And we hid as in our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Everybody esteemed. Jesus was not despised. He was not despised. Now, he died on a cross because they thought he said that he was God. And they didn't agree with that. So they nailed him to a cross, right? Did they despise him? No. 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 He wanted that out on that cross. He wanted to. Yeah. He was a man of sorrows. No, he was not a man of sorrows. He got through that. He was hurting. He was, of course. But think about a man of sorrows. Think about it. You're saying a man of sorrows. What does that mean? Can you tell me? A man of sorrows. Does that say a man that was sorrowful? No, that's different. This is a man of sorrows. This means that the man was always sorrowful. Always. He was a man of sorrows. Always. He was never happy, is what I'm trying to tell you. He was never happy. He hated his life. It sucked for him. His life was horrible. So, and as we hid it, he was acquainted with grief. So, grief. Is this talking about a guilt or grief? Let's look up a definition of grief. Okay, let's do it. Grief, deep sorrow, especially that is caused by someone's death. Deep sorrow. All right. Acquainted with great sorrow. All right. So we add great sorrow to that. What does that mean? Great sorrow. Acquainted with grief. Like for instance, when somebody dies. But that's not what this is talking about. Great sorrow. Jesus was sorrowful for a week. For an entire week, Jesus was sorrowful. Now, you call that a man of sorrows? Really? You call that a man of sorrows? Dude, you're wrong. You're wrong about that. No. He was acquainted with great sorrow. Now, surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, and we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. So you're saying that Jesus died on the cross, but you didn't. But you thought he died on the cross, but he didn't. But he's back here all over again, and then there you go. You got to do it all over again, right? That's what this is saying. That's exactly what this is saying. This is talking about 2,000 years ago, but this is talking about something that is past tense. This is talking about after the crucifixion. Jesus will be reincarnated, and this is exactly what people will say. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, and we esteemed him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. There you go. Right there. See that? Answer. Your question is not answered. Who is the Messiah? Me. Yeah. Duh. You're all crazy. You're all crazy. I'm serious. You're crazy. I'm gonna end this video. I don't even bother looking at my ugly face. If you don't mind, just let me be. Okay, bye.